Hi guys, good afternoon to all of you. My name is Harshmeet Singh and I welcome you all to Gradeup. I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine and I'm here to discuss with you 10 extremely important questions from Indian polity. In this class, I will be putting 10 questions to you one by one, and this will be kind of a quick fire quiz where I would like you to answer the questions in the chat. I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine. A very good afternoon to all of you, those who have joined in. Hello, Disha. Good afternoon. Those who have just joined in, please do like the session. Please share it with your friends who are also preparing for the civil service examinations. And if you have not subscribed to the Gradeup IAS YouTube channel till now, please do hit the subscribe button as well. So, as you can see on the screen, this is a series of 1,000 most important questions for the 2021 prelims. Because I teach polity, as all of you know, I will be introducing to you 10 questions from Indian polity, and one by one, you have to write the answers in the chat. Also, when we discuss the answers, do maintain a score for yourself so that you know how many questions you did right and how many questions you did not do correctly. At the end of the class, do tell me your score in the chat also. So we will see how many of you score or how many marks did each of you score, and we can also see where you stand as compared to your competitors, right? Good afternoon, right? Good afternoon, Rajesh. Hello, Simran. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. So without waiting any further, let's begin with the question number one. I want you to read the question and write the answers in the chat. And question number one is right here in front of you guys. Read the question very, very carefully and then give me the answer to this question. The question is, which amongst the following features of the Indian Constitution were not borrowed from USA? So, which of these has not been borrowed from USA? Hello, Atya. Number one, impeachment of the president. Number two, the concept of procedure established by law. Number three, the functions of president and the vice president. The options are in front of you. You have to tell which of these features was not borrowed from the US. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat, guys. Give me your answers, and we will see how many of you were able to answer this correctly. Not a difficult question to answer. Come on, guys, read this carefully and then give me the answer. Okay, Simran. Okay, Rajesh. Good job. Good job, guys. I'm waiting for you to give me the answer to see if you can attempt this correctly or not. Which of these features was not borrowed from the US Constitution? As you know, US was the world's first written constitution. We have borrowed a large number of features from the US, like fundamental rights, like the preamble, like judicial review, etc. All these have been borrowed from the US. But the question is, which of these is not borrowed from the US? Okay, Disha, okay, Shrikotan. Now, the answer to this question actually is B. Two only is a procedure which has not been borrowed from the US. In fact, this was borrowed from Japan or Japanese constitution. The impeachment of president, yes, it is done by the parliament. It is borrowed from the US. The functions of president and vice president also have been borrowed from US, but number two is not borrowed from here, it's borrowed from Japan, and that is why the answer here is B. I hope most of you got this right. If you said B is the correct answer, give yourself +1. Otherwise, you have to give yourself 0. Okay, and I want you all to maintain your score so that in the end of the class, you tell me what your score was. Okay, moving on to question number 2, guys. Here it is. With reference to Council of Ministers, consider the following statements. Number one, all the ministers have to resign after passing a no confidence motion against Council of Ministers, excluding the ministers who are from Rajya Sabha. Second, the dissolution of the Council of Ministers leads to the dissolution of the House of the People. Third, After dissolution of Council of Ministers, the President can exercise all the executive powers with their own discretion. Read the statements carefully and then tell me what, according to you, should be the answer to this question. Let's see if we can answer this. Those who have just joined in, good afternoon to all of you. Please do like the session, do hit the like button. Please do share it with your friends who are preparing for the UPSC or State Civil Service examination, and do subscribe to the Gradeup IAS channel as well. Read the question carefully before putting your answer in the chat, okay? Suraj has given me an answer in the chat. Read it carefully. Simran also has given me an answer in the chat. Okay, Disha also has given an answer in the chat. Let's see if others can also get it right. Okay, now before I actually go on to discuss the correct answer, okay, Sanat, before I go on to discuss the answer, can you tell me how many of you actually read this word? This is my favorite part of these kind of questions. How many of you did not read this word, or how many of you read this word? Incorrect. Okay, Sanad, okay, Chaku, okay, Shrikutan, Brij Kishore. I have answers coming in from many people, but before we go on to what exactly is the answer, I'm interested to know if you read this word incorrect or not. How many of you answered thinking that you have to answer the correct one and not the incorrect one? Because that will also determine if you actually were able to answer this correctly or not. If you read this, fine. If you did not, then please read the question carefully. The correct answer to this question given by very few people is actually D. None of these is correct. All of these are incorrect. Let's see how. Number one, all ministers have to resign after no confidence motion is passed, but not from Rajya Sabha. No, even the ministers who are members of Rajya Sabha will have to resign. If a no confidence motion is passed, the Council of Ministers has to resign. Even if the ministers belong to Rajya Sabha, they will have to resign. Second statement, dissolution of Council of Ministers leads to dissolution of House of People, means Lok Sabha. This is again wrong. See, if the Council of Ministers are removed, the opposition members can claim that we will now form the government if they have the majority support. It is not necessary that when the Council of Ministers are removed, then the Lok Sabha will have to be dissolved. No, that is not necessary. If the Council of Ministers, for example, right now, BJP is in power and somehow the opposition gets the number of votes and proves that BJP does not have 50% majority, then the Lok Sabha will not get dissolved. If the opposition party can prove that now we have 50% majority, then they can form the government, Lok Sabha will continue. Lok Sabha will only dissolve if no other party or no party can form the government under any circumstances. And we have to have elections again. Only then the Lok Sabha will be dissolved. Lok Sabha is not dissolved automatically just because the Council of Ministers are dissolved. So second statement again is incorrect. Third, after dissolution of Council of Ministers, a president can exercise all the executive power with his own discretion. No, we know. Even after Council of Ministers are dissolved, before the next Council of Ministers come in, these Council of Ministers will continue as the caretaker government. They will continue as a caretaker government. So it is not that the President of India will do whatever he wants just because the Council of Ministers have been dissolved. That is not the case. Even after Council of Ministers have been dissolved, the President of India will listen to the caretaker government. So the President does not get his discretionary powers. That is why all the given three statements are incorrect. The answer is D. Very few people actually said D. So those who said D, good job. Give yourself +1. Otherwise, give yourself 0. Do keep your score at the end of the class. I want to know your score in the chat. Okay. Moving on to question number 3, guys. Here it is. Which of the following special powers is or are exercised by the Rajya Sabha? Number 1, It can authorize a parliament to make laws on a subject enumerated in the state list. Second, it can authorize a parliament to create all India services for center only. Third, a resolution for removal of vice president can be introduced only in the Rajya Sabha. Let's see if we can answer this one correctly. Waiting for the answers to come in, guys. Okay, Ruksar, okay, Atia, Sanat, Simran, good job, everyone. Okay, Simran, Ayodhya, good job. Chalo, a lot of people are answering. Okay, Chaku. So you have to tell which of these is the special powers of Rajya Sabha. As you know, as you have read in the Parliament chapter, Rajya Sabha, that is the upper house, has certain powers which the Lok Sabha does not have. First, it can authorize a parliament to make a law on a subject in the state list. Yes, it can do that by passing a resolution by two-third majority, that is two-third president and voting. Second, it can authorize a parliament to create all India service for center only. No, it can authorize a parliament to create all India service. Till this point, the statement is correct, but not for the center only. See, all India service means IAS, IPS, they are not only for the center government, they work for center as well as the state governments. So yes, they can authorize a parliament to create all India services, but that all India service is not just for the center. It is for center as well as the state governments. So it's not just for the center government. That is why second statement is not correct. Third is correct. The resolution for removal of vice president can be introduced only in the Rajya Sabha. So the answer can be C. If you said C is the correct answer, brilliant job, you are correct. Give yourself +1. Otherwise, give yourself 0. I hope you are keeping your score. And those who have just joined in, good afternoon to you once again. Please do like this session. Please share it with your friends and also subscribe to the channel of Gradeup IAS if you have not done so till now. Sanad is saying state appoint कहाँ करता है IAS भी से. हाँ Sanad, that is why the question was here ना, तभी तो question था यहाँ पे. चलो, moving on to question number 4, guys. This is question number 4. Arrange the following election process of US president in a chronological order. US president का जो election होता है उसमें कब क्या पहले होता है? National convention, election campaigning, primaries and caucuses, electoral college and general election. It was in the news because of the US elections. Let's see if we can get this right. Okay, Sanat. Okay, Shrikutan. Okay, Atya, good job. Keep on answering, guys. Okay, Disha, Chaku. Many of you are giving the correct answer, which is very impressive, guys. Good job. Good job, guys. Let's see. See, in the US, what happens? So there are two main political parties, that is the Democrats and the Republicans. The first thing they do is political party amongst themselves has to decide who will be our candidate. सो डेमोक्रेटिक और रिपब्लिकन अपने में से डिसाइड करेंगे पहले हमारा कैंडिडेट कौन होगा, हु विल बी आवर कैंडिडेट. सो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज अपने में इलेक्शन कराती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, डेमोक्रेट्स डिसाइडेड जो बाइडेन विल बी आवर कैंडिडेट. उसके लिए डेमोक्रेट्स देमसेल्व्स विल हैव टू हैव इलेक्शंस इंटरनली. These internal elections are called primaries. these elections are called primaries. So primaries means political parties अपने में से ही पहले election कराती हैं to decide कि who will be our candidate. So the first step is primaries. That is third comes first. So B and A are eliminated. We are left with C and D. Second thing they do is after they decide their candidate, after Republican and Democrats have decided their candidate, next step is they will now announce who is our candidate. And that event is called National Convention. So there is a Democratic National Convention that is called DNC, and Republican have their own national convention called RNC, Republican National Convention. In the National Convention, they announce who is our candidate. So the second step is one. That is why the answer is D. Next, they campaign for their elections. After that, the general elections happen. And after that, the official result is through the electoral college. So that is what the answer is. D. 3, 1, 2, 5, 4. That is how the elections actually take place, and that is the step-by-step process of the US presidential election. Okay? Those who said D, good job. Those who did not, don't worry guys, you will improve. Moving ahead to the next question. I hope all of you get this right. Question number 5 is here. Consider the following statements regarding difference between preamble and the rest of the constitution. Number 1. Preamble is not an essential part of constitution as opposed to rest of the constitution. Number 2. Preamble pertains to the realm of what the law ought to be, and the rest of the constitution pertains what the law is. Let's see if you can answer this question correctly. Let's see if you can answer this question correctly. Good afternoon, Deepthi. Okay, Sanat, Ruksar, Suraj, Atya, Chaku, Simran, Brij Kishore. Good job, guys. Okay, Disha, Ayodhya, good job. Lot of answers coming in. Very good. Okay, Shrikutan, good job. See, you have to tell which of these is incorrect. Again, you have to tell the incorrect one. Not the correct one, but the incorrect one, right? So you have to choose which of these is actually incorrect. Now, first statement, preamble is not a part of constitution. This is obviously incorrect, right? We all know, we have discussed this many times, preamble is a part of the constitution. So when you say preamble is not a part of constitution, this is obviously wrong. This is incorrect. Second, preamble tells what the law ought to be, how the law will be made, like secular, democratic, republican, and the rest of the constitution tells what the law is. This is absolutely correct. You have to tell the incorrect one, and that is why the incorrect one is A. One only is incorrect. One only is incorrect. A should be the answer. If you said A, which many of you did, good job. Give yourself +1, otherwise give yourself 0. I hope you are keeping your score, okay? Moving on to question number 6. We are halfway through our quiz today. Moving on to question number 6. Which of the following statements is or are correct about public interest litigation, PIL? The concept of PIL originated and developed in the Britain in 1960s. Second, the PIL is a product of judicial activism, role of Supreme Court in India. Third, landlord-tenant matters will not be entertained in the PIL. Let's see if you can answer this question correctly. Sorry. Okay, Sanat. Okay, Atya. Good job, guys. Okay, Ayodhya. Okay, Ruksar. Good job. Okay, Bridge. Disha. Ah. Thank you, Atya. Okay, Simran. Shrikutan. Okay, Suraj. Let's see. So there are three statements, right? Statement number one is the concept of PIL originated in Britain. No, it did not. It originated in the US. See, remember, guys, I'll give you a hint. Whenever there is a question about judiciary, right? And whenever there is a question that India's Supreme Court took something from Britain, that will usually be wrong, because usually our judiciary has taken most of the things from the US. British Supreme Court is very different from India's Supreme Court. Our Supreme Court has taken many things from US. Our legislature and executive, these two are similar to Britain, but our judiciary is not similar to Britain. In Britain, the Supreme Court does not have these kind of powers. So PIL concept started in US. Second, PIL, yes, it is a concept, it is a product of judicial activism, that is correct. Third is also correct. The landlord tenant matters will not be entertained as PIL. The answer actually is B. The answer is B. 2 and 3 are correct. So those who said B, good job, guys. Give yourself +1, otherwise give yourself 0. Moving ahead to question number 7, guys. This is question number 7. All the very best. Which of the following are governed under conventions as established in the practice of Parliament of India? Number 1, Hindi to be the languages for transacting business in the Parliament. Number 2, first session of the Parliament every year shall begin with a joint address of both of the Parliament by the President of India. Number 3, 3 regular sessions of the Parliament. Which of these is the established practice? Waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, Suraj, Sanat, Dark Lord. Interesting name, man. Chakhu, Atiya, Simran. Good job, guys. You have to tell which of these is an established practice, okay? Okay, Disha, Bridge. Oh, okay. So let's see. First statement, Hindi will be used for transacting business. See, this is not an established practice. This is written in the Constitution under Article 343. Established practice means something that is not written in the Constitution, something that Parliament has decided on its own. Something that is not written in the Constitution, something the Parliament has decided to do. That is an established practice. So, first is not an established practice written in the Constitution under Article 343. Then, first session of Parliament to be addressed in a joint sitting by the President of India. This also is not an established practice. This is also written in the Constitution of India. There is a specific article for it, that is article number 86, that tells that the President of India will address a joint sitting. And the third is an established practice. So the answer actually is D. The answer actually is D, because third is an established practice. The other two are written in the Constitution. Conventions means which is not written anywhere, just that people usually do it. But first two is written in the Constitution itself under Article 343 and Article 86. That is why they are not just any conventions. Third one is a convention, and that is why the answer is D. Okay? I hope all of you got this right. Moving ahead, question number 8. All the very best, guys. I hope you're keeping your score. This is question number 8. And those who have just joined in, please do like the session. Please subscribe to the Gradeup IAS YouTube channel and do also invite your friends. Question number 8. With reference to the objectives of the PISA Act of 1996, consider the following statement. Number 1. Provisions of Part 9 of the Constitution relating to panchayats was extended to scheduled areas. Number 2. PISA Act safeguards and preserves the traditions and customs of tribal communities. Let's see which of these is correct. It's an easy question to answer, guys. I hope all of you would be able to answer this easily. Okay, Sanat. Okay, Dark Lord, Shrikutan, Suraj, Ruksar, Deepthi. Good job, guys. Okay, Chakhu, Ayodhya, Simran, Disha. Good job, guys. Chale. So the answer to this question, as most of you know, is C. Answer to this question, as most of you know, is C. Both of these are correct. That is what the PISA Act does. Yes. Good job, guys. Moving ahead to second last question of the day. Question number 9. Consider the following statements regarding the CAG. Number 1. The CAG has control over issue of money from Consolidated Fund of India. Number 2. Any department in India are not authorized to draw money by using checks without specific authority from the CAG. Let's see if you can answer this question correctly. Okay, Sanat. Okay, Simran. Okay, Ruksar. Okay, Dark Lord. Okay, Shrikudan, Ayodhya, Chakhu. Good job, guys. Okay, Suraj, Disha. Good job. Good job, guys. Chalo, let's see which of these is actually correct. Firstly, from your answers, I understood the fact that most of you again did not read this word. Am I right? I know I'm right because from your answers, I can see many of you did not read this word once again. Which of these is incorrect is what you had to tell, not the correct one. Now, moving ahead. See, the CAG's role in India, remember, in India, CAG's role starts only after government has already spent the money. Government has already spent the money, only after that the role of the CAG starts. You do not need, a government does not need CAG's permission to spend any money. The role of the CAG will only start after government has already spent the money. They don't have to ask CAG for its permission to spend any money. So the CAG does not have any control over the issue of money. The issue of money is controlled by the parliament in India. The parliament has to pass the money bill, the appropriation bill. CAG does not control money. CAG only gives a report after money has been spent, whether money was spent in the right manner or not. Second also is incorrect. No department has to take permission from CAG before spending money or before issuing checks. After money has been spent, then the CAG will give its report whether money was spent in the right manner or not, corruption tha ki nahi tha. So both the statements are actually incorrect. Both the statements are actually incorrect. If you actually have to ask which statement is incorrect, you have to tell the incorrect one. Both of these are incorrect. Okay. The answer here is C. If you said C, good job, give yourself plus one, otherwise give yourself 0. Moving ahead to last question of the quiz today. All the very best, guys. Question number 10. Who amongst the following was a secretary to the Constituent Assembly? Nandlal Bose, H.V.R. Iyengar, V.K. Vaidya or Sir B.N. Rao? Let's see if we can answer this one. Okay, Sanat. Okay, guys. Keep on answering. Okay, so I have a lot of answers coming in. Chaku, Disha, Deepti, Shrikutan, Ruksar, Simran, Ashish, Brij Kishore, Suraj. Good job, guys. Good job. Many of you have given the answer. Now, this is an information which is not seen in M. Lakshmikant. अब M. Lakshmikant book में दिया नहीं है, इसीलिए you do not really get to see this information. The answer to this question is B. H.V.R. Iyengar. It's not an easy question to answer because it is not given in your M. Lakshmikant book. So if you have answered this correctly, good job. It is H.V.R. Iyengar, who was a secretary to the Constituent Assembly. Many of you said B. Good job, guys. Those who said B, give yourself plus 1. Otherwise, give yourself 0. And now, tell me your score in the chat very quickly. And by that time, till then, let me remind you about an amazing offer that is running on Gradeup called February Mela. This is from 1st to the 5th of February. If you are planning to buy Gradeup Super subscription with EMI options, even your EMIs have been reduced. The second EMI will be only ₹1. For example, if you are buying 9th month subscription for 24,000 rupees, it usually has 3 EMIs of 8,000 rupees each. 8,000, 8,000 and 8,000. Now, in the first EMI, you will get 20% discount. So instead of 8,000, you only pay 6,400. Second EMI is only ₹1. And third EMI will be 8,000. So the total cost of the course, even with EMI, would be much lower as compared to the original cost. So if you are planning to buy the Gradeup Super subscription, 1st to 5th of Feb is the time. You just have to use the code FEB20, FEB20 to get this. Now, what do you get when you subscribe to Gradeup Super? You get all the upcoming and running courses in the UPSC category. There are almost 11 courses right now related to UPSC. You don't need to purchase any separate course. You get a lot of experienced faculties teaching you their subjects. You get mock tests. You get sectional tests for your revision, and you can call on this number, speak to our counselors if you have any issues regarding that. These are the faculty members who will be teaching you. You would have attended many of their classes already. This is me, Harshmeet Singh. I teach Polity to all the batches. This is Abhishek Sir, Kovar Sir, Rohan Sir, and many other teachers, Vasu Sir, Naman Jain Sir. You would have attended their classes, I'm sure, and you would like all of them. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Gradeup IAS YouTube channel. Also, we have a lot of free videos. Please do click a screenshot. These are free videos for anyone who is preparing for the different types of examinations. From 8:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. every hour we have some free videos coming up. The ones that are here written as Gradeup are the ones which are on the Gradeup app, and the ones written on YouTube are the ones which are going live on the Gradeup IAS YouTube channel. So make sure that you download the Gradeup app as well and attend these. The 10 a.m. quiz from Monday to Friday is taken by me, where I discuss 5 questions every single day. All the best, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Till then, bye bye. Take care, guys.